everybody. Welcome to another episode of Screw the Cubicle TV, where we talk about the freedom-based mindset and, of course, living and working on your own terms. So if you guys are like me, you've probably heard of this guy, Mark Manson, who is one of my favorite writers these days. His website is markmanson.net, and there's this article that's been circulating around for, I think, probably the last 6 months, and it's called 7 Strange Ways to Find Your Purpose. I'll give a link about this as well on my video blog, so you can read what Mark Manson mentioned about this. And he gets a lot of emails from people that ask him, how do I find my life's purpose? How do I find my passion? And his translation of that is, what do I really want to do with my time that's going to be important to me, and do I know what that is? So it's about kind of how we're spending our time. Are we filling it with things that seem busy but aren't really our that we actually really want to fill our times with? Is other people's agendas or things that we think we have to do versus what we want to do? And are all the things that we're filling out our time, with on the weekends or even on the weekdays, besides the 9-to-5 job, is it leading us to things that are actually the outcomes or circumstances or situations that we really want? And that really got me thinking about, the times about, 5 years ago when I was in a corporate job and I was saying, oh, you know what? I don't have time for self-development. I don't have time to take a course, or I don't have time to find out about business because I'm just so busy. And it's true, I was working sometimes, 80 hours a week, sometimes 50. But was it important for me? Was it important enough for me? And was I in pain enough, in a way, to seek an alternative way to live? And really, at the time when I said that I don't have time, what I'm really saying to myself is that, well, it's just not important enough for me to move things around, to sacrifice or exchange certain things to get, to fill out my time now with something else that I really want. But really, also what's behind it all of what I said to myself was really, I really don't know what's important to me. And maybe that was something I didn't want to admit. So that's kind of a question I want you to ponder on today is, what if you can foresee yourself, spending your time doing something you love or are passionate about, or inspiring, or anything that you feel would make your life more joyful? What would you be spending your time doing? And then when you can make a list of this, so it could be 10 things, it could be up to 100 things, you can take a look at your list and start to see possibly some common themes or common kind of the ties that bind, that link all these items together from your list of 100 or 10 or 20, and start to see if there's a theme going on here. Are you drawn to, do something specific about a cause, or is it a belief, or is it women, or, what is it that seems to come up and occur most often in the things that you've mentioned that if you had to choose things to spend time on, these are the important things for you. And then when you start to look at the themes, you can start to kind of, go funnel down a little bit more as to why these things are you've been drawn to them, and if these are the themes that are happening in your life that are important, are they currently showing up in your life? And it's okay to admit that they're not. It's okay to admit that these things are important to me, but I just haven't found the time, or I thought I didn't have the time, or I've replaced what's important to me with my job that I hate. You have every excuse and good reason probably to have been filling your time with busy things. But it's okay to admit that. So what you can do and what you can control is be aware of this and start to look at little things you can do. You don't have to quit your job just yet, but what are little things that you can actually do to be filling your time and having more of these types of important themes to show up. So if, let's say, you mentioned in your list that something attracted to women power, or something attracted to business or entrepreneurship in general, could you take off one weekend out of every other weekend to take a free course online, or to join a meetup that's filled with other business people? Could you go online to a Facebook group and join entrepreneur groups and just start to stalk around there and get influenced by people who are in that path that you said was really important to you? So having no time isn't an excuse, unfortunately, because the thing is, everybody's busy. We all have different priorities, but is is that reality of using that excuse every time to not do something, is that serving you? Is that really getting you to where you want to go? And be honest with yourself on that. Because if you really understand that those things are important to you is a non-negotiable, is something that you have to happen in your life, the inspiration, the joy, the happiness, then you will have to find time. And I guarantee you, when you put intent and focus on the things that are important to you, you will find the time, because you're not in prison and you're not in, a 100-hour-a-week job, or you're not an African baby. That's the biggest priority, is finding water and food. There's ways to do it for you. You're smart, you're resourceful, you can ask for support on this, but not to make it priority will equal to the same life that you do not want again and again and again. So you do have to change something in your routine, change something in your priorities, change something in the way you spend your time, to be able to realize that actually when you do all these other things with your time that are important to you, it's going to open you up to better creativity, it's going to open you up to an expansion of what you really want, and down the rabbit hole you go. So that's a really great exercise to start, and I really do hope that you find out what are some details for that question for you. So what would you spend your time doing if it would be important to you, and what feels important to you. So you may look even in your past in a way of things that have ever brought you joy, or things that you've ever prioritized ahead in your life. What are those things, and why were those things important to you to do or to be around, or why were you so passionate or joyful about those things to begin with? And then remember again, bring back that memory to you as to why that circumstance or person or activity you were doing was so meaningful for you at the time. Okay, so take out a notebook, a journal, or even maybe, do a blog post about it, about what's important in your life and what are some common themes in there that's going to help you lead your action in your life. Lead all the things that you put effort in and time in and intention in and focus in. How is all that leading you, to these bigger values and bigger things that you want in your life, so that your life can be this kind of meaningful, fulfilling, and satisfying, piece of your time here on earth. Okay, so another secondary question in a way is asking yourself, is everything that I'm filling my time with and everything that I seem to be prioritizing in my life right now leading me, further away or closer to things that feel important to me? Okay, hope you enjoyed this video of, this episode of Screw the Cubicle TV. And let me know if you have any questions and how I can help, of course, by commenting below or going to the link right below this video to see the entire blog post and get access to some of the exercises that I mentioned in this video. Thanks for joining me, and see you on the next one. Bye. Hey, thank you so very much for watching Screw the Cubicle TV, and don't forget to subscribe below to get all the latest cubicle crashing content on how to quit your 9-to-5 and create a life and business on your own terms.